joining us in this Golden Jubilee celebration on successful conduction of 1 year of GWO test series. I would specially like to welcome our chief guest, Dr. Avinash Verma, worthy registrar of our university, and Mr. Pankaj Chaudhary, Director, Time Institute, Sudan. Today, I, Pratibha, student coordinator of GWOT, feel immense pleasure and privileged to welcome you all in this Golden Jubilee function. It's been a year since we started this GWOT test series. First GWOT was in June itself last year, and it's been a wonderful journey till now. GJU SNT weekly online aptitude test, abbreviated as GWOT, was started by training and placement cell of our university so that students who are preparing for competitive exams or those who have free times in this lockdown can be benefited and can enhance their aptitude skills. Students have also shown a lot of enthusiasm and positive response toward the test series. Questions in the test series are related to quantitative aptitude, reasoning, computer awareness, general studies, and verbal ability. High scoring students are also provided with certificates and gift prizes. Merit certificate is given to all the students who score at least 75%, and special certificate is provided to the students who are top performers in the test. Also, gift prizes are given to the top 5 performers of the month. We have been constantly trying to improve our platform so that students can be more benefited. On our current platform, students can analyze their own performance in different subjects and can also compare their performance with other students so that they can improve in sections they are lacking. I would also like to extend my appreciation to the testing team, certificate preparation team, and all the DGCs for making the test series successful, and to the training and placement cell for letting us have the experience of working as a team. Now, I would like to uh, call on the mic Pratap sir, Director Training and Placement Cell, to say a few words.
Thanks a lot, Pratibha. Good afternoon to one and all present in this function. For the Registrar, Professor Avnish Verma ji, special welcome to you for being present in today's function. Mr. Pankaj Chaudhary ji, Director, Times Hisar, who has spared his time to benign his presence, and the entire team who is taking care of this GVOT project, and all the students who are present in today's function, and our assistant director Dr. Aditya Singh ji. As Pratibha has told that this program was initiated last year when lockdown was in its full swing. So at that time, it came in our mind that we should do something for our students to let them enhance their aptitude skills. So what can we do? What could we do? So then this idea of online aptitude test came, and we formed a team of very efficient volunteers led by Pratibha Sangwan. And this team took the charge of this important project of GWOT and GUST weekly online aptitude test. And then this journey started, and I'm very happy to say that this team has worked very hard, because starting any project or any program is easy, but it is very difficult to continue that program for one complete year. So this team has done very hard work, and now 1 year of this GWOT series has basically finished, and now we are going to start its second version GWOT 2.0 uh, on coming Sunday. This will start, and students have also come forward for participating in this GWOT series very enthusiastically, and we are today feeling happy that a big number of students have been benefited. And today we have invited Pankaj Chaudhary ji also, who is expert in training the students on aptitude front. So he will also be talking with the students what should be taken care while giving any type of aptitude exam. So this will also be a value addition on today's occasion of our, you can say, golden jubilee also, because 52 weeks have passed. So it is sort of golden jubilee also, and it is completion of one year also. So this is a good time for all of us to again take a pledge that we will continue this project for next year also, and we will participate and we will motivate other students to participate in this GVOT series with more and more enthusiasm. And our team of volunteers, all the department GVOT coordinators also, they have basically spread this message in their departments and motivated their classmates to participate in this. So more than 100 students have most of the time basically participated in this GVOT weekly test program. So we wish that this number should increase. Big number of students should take benefit from this event, because ultimately whenever you go for any type of placement, you go for any type of recruitment drive, whether it is government job or any private job. So this will basically be required by you, that your aptitude skills should be good. You should be able to pass and that aptitude test. So for this thing, this project has been started. So more and more students should basically make use of this opportunity. So with these words, again I express my heartiest welcome to Vardi Registrar and Mr. Pankaj Chaudhary ji, all the volunteers, our Assistant Director Aditya Veer ji, who is basically in charge of this program, and who personally takes pain with all the volunteers to make this program successful. So with these words, Jai Hind, Jai Bharat. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Pratap sir, for your words of appreciation. Now I would like to request our guest of honor, Dr. Avinash Verma, worthy registrar of our university, to say a few words. Sir, please.
Thank you. Good afternoon to all. Pratap Singh ji, Director Placement, the guest of University, Pankaj Chaudhary ji, the Assistant Director, Aditya Veer Singh ji, distinguished students, faculty members of the university. See, I have no words to say about training and placement. The training and placement department of this university is doing a wonderful job, marvelous job, I would say, marvelous job in any of the field. When I think of training and placement department move for the personality development of the students. They go for overall development of the student. They are making student a complete man, I would say. Often you will find they are busy in speakathon. They are inviting students for the various speeches. The speeches are not only the social one, they go for freedom fighter speeches. Okay. And they allow student to speak. They allow student to come to the platform, and there should not be any stage fear for the students. The vocabulary improvement, the command in the language, the student are very much busy of their own. They prepare a particular topic and are invited for all such things. They are groomed for aptitude test continuously after a period of time. I don't know what is their schedule and how they decide, it is very difficult to understand if I say, but they decide of their own, and uh, suddenly I came to know, means either in the morning or even in the evening before, means one day before, that there is a program. And you come to the program as a guest of chief guest or something like that, and you will certainly enjoy their programs, because students are getting something, and students are involved in the training and placement, as if the training and placement is not only training and placement department. Training and placement department is a personality development program kind of means all these activities are going on. Plus they invite companies. After 1 or 2 days, you will find that so and so student has been placed, so and so activity is going on. So means I today I don't know whether this is a platform to say or not, but today I will say that training and placement is doing a wonderful job. They are putting their 200% out of 100, and in every corner, in every where, when they will when they will produce their journal, they will produce their newsletter, you will find each and every thing which should be there in the training and placement is there, is a part of that letter. So I think they are not only placing students, they are also working as a student welfare department also, and a complete development of the student, overall development. So very congratulations, many congratulations to all here, all the students, and I would say buck up to all the students, and they should come and take benefits. Not only that, they are there for gate preparation also. So uh, training, what else you can expect? What else you can expect out of training placement? Every activity, everything which is related to the students, they are there. So thank you very much for inviting me. I have explored my heart today and expressed my feeling. And students should also appreciate all these things, and they should encourage, and they should encourage themselves also, and they should come out and take maximum participation in the training and placement activities. Thank you very much. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.
Thank you, sir, for your encouraging words and warm wishes. Now, I would like to request our guest speaker, Shri Pankaj Chaudhary, Director, Time Institute, Hisar, to say a few words. Sir, please.
Okay, very good afternoon to all of you. And of course, it is very heartening to see that, we have come such a long distance. It was from a modest start, from a thought process. We have been able to reach a place where large number of participation of students has been taking place consistently. Now, that is the most important word, consistently. And as Professor Avnish Verma ji, the registrar, has so rightly pointed out the activities which are carried out by training and placement cell. Of course, mostly the activities are generally limited to placing students in companies. So their prime agenda is to always interact with corporates and then, put the students in front of them. However, the great part is that they have taken the onus on themselves to ensure that the students who are sitting in front of companies are also capable and good enough for the companies to recruit them. Because if they end up getting a quality product, they will certainly visit our campus again and again. So which is that idea, by which the placement, training and placement department is moving ahead. So they have also taken up the onus of developing what we call as soft skills, which are so important in modern era as far as doing jobs in corporate sector. It's not just the technical skills which these companies are looking for, which certainly you end up getting by studying your core subjects. If you're engineering students, probably you'll be studying computer science, electronics and communications. So those are what we call as a technical skills. But then there are three aspects to a person if they want to do a job, be it a private sector or government sector. So the problem I see here is that 2/3 of the job, in fact, 2/3 of the job is probably handled by training and placement, which is 1/3 includes your soft skills, and the 1/3 includes your aptitude, and the rest 1/3 is technical skills. So that is a big challenge that that the department is handling with the limited resources that we have in terms of let's say manpower, or maybe in terms of financial resources as well, because it is not just job to call the companies. We have to ensure that the students are good enough for the companies to recruit, right? They may be great in terms of technical skills because they are coming to universities, professors are teaching them, but then the companies are no longer only looking for these skills. They want to have people who have the ability to learn, right? Because every organization has specific requirements. We prepare students for general requirements. So for that specific requirements, companies tend to give training to the students so as to suit their specific needs. Now, which kind of students is more desirable for them? People who have this ability to learn. So the companies need to test your ability to learn, right? They expect, since you have got first class, you have got certain marks, they expect you have certain understanding as far as technical subjects are concerned. But how will the company test whether you have this ability to learn or not? So the companies test this ability to learn through what you call as an aptitude test. So that is how aptitude tests are designed. The essence of aptitude is your ability to learn. So companies believe if there are students who have ability to learn, they have the resources to train them. So you must also develop this ability to learn, and you must improve this ability to learn, which can be done through aptitude testing. And that is where this program is so critical for your selection, either in government jobs or in private jobs or even in higher education. We'll talk about all those in detail subsequently. But the point is that all these three things are essential. And this happens to be, incidentally, this happens to be your first round of screening, even before you are able to tell them that you have strong technical knowledge of the subject that you have studied in university. But to reach there, they will first have a filter of what you call as an aptitude test. So all large organizations in the country, the largest employer in private sector, let's say we are talking about TCS, then Infosys, Wipro, all IT organizations, or even companies which are involved in manufacturing like Mahindra and Maruti's, right? Or companies which are involved in FMCG sector or consumer durable sectors. Whenever they are recruiting either for their management position or their for engineering position, they will certainly go ahead with the first round of selection process, and that happens to be an aptitude. Now, if you fail in this aptitude, you don't have an opportunity to show them what you have learned in the college and university. You don't have an opportunity to show them what are your soft skills, right? So for you to show these skills, you need to be there. To be there, you need to clear this first step. And the first step happens to be your aptitude. And that is why it is important that you actively participate in this testing process, in the learning process. Whatever university has been able to provide you, department has been able to provide you in terms of training through TechWeb programs, or by calling experts from external experts and giving you training. So if you really make good use of that, then you will have this opportunity to be in the, at least in the race to get a job. And to that extent, yes, it is very important. And I think I must congratulate all of you, because you have been able to bring this process so far. As Pratap sir said, that it is easy to start something, right? Of course, even that is not easy, to be honest. First, it is very difficult to start something, and then it is extremely difficult to continue, right? Of course, we say well begun is half done, but then that is only half done. So the rest half requires we to be persistent and consistent, and pursue it with what you say, missionary zeal, only then you accomplish such a task, because carrying out an activity for 1 year is no mean task, which is not the core function. And therefore, yes, it calls for an applaud for the department, as Professor Verma also rightly said. They have been doing all sort of things. Grooming part also they are looking at, resume building part they are looking at, and of course they are also looking at your aptitude part. So that should be all from my side. If you need, sir, I don't know what time duration do we have. I can share details of aptitude, but I don't know the program things. So
Pankaj, you can take 10 more minutes. I think it would be better.
okay, so I'll just give you a brief about aptitude per se in details. I'll just share my screen. Am I the co-host, sir? Just let me just.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so I'll go ahead with my screen share and just give you some glimpses of the aptitude that you have been running or doing things, right. It's, of course, we have been doing this. It's just that putting things in perspective. So once you're able to get that bird's eye view, you have certain idea as to what you're preparing. So that is the whole point I'm trying to make. So you understand the significance of aptitude. I told you it is the first round of entry for all government jobs. NTPC hire karna chahte, you need to give this kind of test. L&T hire karna chahte, you need to give this kind of test. Infosys hire karna chahte, you need to give this kind of test. You want to get into railways, uh, you get this test. You want to become a bank officer, clerical grade, senior specialist officer, you have to give this aptitude test. You really want to become, let's say, UPSC or something. Even in IAS, the prelims has a certain component of aptitude. The importance of this aptitude and the future of this important aptitude can be gauged from the fact that central government is looking to have admissions into all 41 national central universities. We have 41 central universities in India, which includes like JNU or Delhi University. The admission into these higher institution or institution of eminence will also happen through what you call as CUCET. It's a proposed thing. Chances are it is going to happen shortly. Had this pandemic not been there, this would have been implemented this year itself. But I'm sure it is in pipeline and it will get implemented. So CUCET is Central University Common Entrance Test. That means even if you're looking to get into post-graduation in some of these universities, by after, let's say you have pursued some graduation course in GJU, and then you're really looking to get into some JNU or DU or any other central university, you will have to give an entrance test. And let me tell you, what is this entrance test? It's not subject. Yes, there will be certain weightage of subject, but then I told you the first step again is an aptitude test. Now, if you have not really focused on this test, then no matter, even if you get 90% marks, let's say in your MSc course or your BTech course, and you want to do something in some of these universities, there is no way you'll get admission. So it is that critical for you guys. Even if you're looking to go abroad, you want to do GMAT, management from outside country, you want to do MS from US, Australia, Canada, you have to give an entrance test. You have to give GRE, right? The GRE also has an aptitude. You have to give GMAT, it also has an aptitude. You want to do MBA from IIMS, once again you have to give aptitude. Once again, and aptitude is what you have been training for. So please understand, you tell me a thing that you really want to do, and I'll show you that it requires aptitude. You want to do job, you want to do higher studies, you want to get in private sector, you want to go to government sector, यही तो करोगे ना. You want to do job या फिर पढ़ाई, यही दो ही चीजें प्राइमरली. कुछ भी करोगे तो आपको ये तो देना ही पड़ेगा. And to that extent it is very 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 critical. I can't emphasize enough. मैं जितनी बार भी बोलता मुझे लगता है मैंने कम emphasize किया इस बात पे कि aptitude कितना important है. तो कुछ भी आप सोच लीजिएगा, आपको aptitude देना ही पड़ेगा, right? So let me tell you, this period that you are having in this university is a golden period for you guys in terms of time. So you should develop your aptitude and make the best use of these college or university years. Now that's if you can develop this, nothing like it. You have to develop, you should develop, and the kind of opportunity that you have, don't miss it, right? So just an idea, just a thought that I've tried to tell you. So you got to develop this, and no matter what, you will have to pass through these three process. That is a written test primarily that will have your aptitude, and to an extent they may have a technical. You will have group discussion and you will have interview for you, which also the department, the training and placement cell has been training you in terms of soft skills. So this is the key criteria to get a job or get into higher studies. And then aptitude consists of these 4 things, as I told you. That is English, mathematics, reasoning, and GK. So you need to work on these 4 areas. In English, you need to work on these 4 areas. That is English usage, your vocabulary, your reading comprehension, and your grammar, right? So how do you do this? The simplest and the easiest process is if you start the habit of reading newspapers, novels, right? You start communicating among yourselves in English. It will help you build this process. And of course, the technical teaching, the material that you already have, that will also help you to improve. But these are the 4 components that are tested in English language in aptitude. So if you focus, when you're reading something, right, when you come across some new word, try to find out what is the meaning of the new word, so that in your life, in your vocabulary, one new word has added. Now, if you keep only adding one word a day, 365 for 1 year, and if you're an engineering student, you understand that, 1500, approximately 1500 days. So 1500 new words will anyway take you through in any language test. Daily one word. It's not easy. It's easier said than done. But then this is the area that you need to work upon. Right. The
Thank you,
second
sir.
area of, yes,
Sir,
Beta.
in the previous slide, what was RC?
RC was reading comprehension. Reading comprehension का मतलब होता है you are given a paragraph, right? There's a content of the paragraph. You are expected to read that paragraph, and you have questions which are based on those paragraphs. जो 10th class में precis जिसको बोलते थे, unseen passage बोलते थे, वही RC होती है. However, the questions can get difficult. For example, एक पैराग्राफ दे दिया जाए और आपसे ये पूछा जा सकता है, what could be the heading? What is the possible heading of this paragraph? Or what is the interpretation? Or what could be the conclusion of this paragraph? So those are the kind of questions that you come in RC. It is very important. Let me tell you, 40 to 50% of any aptitude entrance test will comprise of RC, reading comprehension questions, right? Because if you have good vocabulary, only then you'll be able to handle RC. Therefore, vocabulary limited there are limited number of questions on vocabulary and larger number of questions based on RC. Because ultimately, at a senior position, you end up having a lot of reports, right? You're expected to go through these reports, understand those reports, and make decisions. Now, if you don't have good reading capabilities, then you'll not be able to read the voluminous reports that are generated in corporates or even in government organizations. And then if you're unable to read within the stipulated time frame, then you're not a good leader. You're not a good senior professional. And that is what they are testing. Can you be a senior guy? Can you be the leader? Can you be the guy who can direct others? Can you be the person who can, channelize, who can demonstrate leadership qualities? This is how they will test. And that's why you need to improve. That's why you need to develop this. Okay, got it, Pratibha?
Yes, sir.
Then the next is, general mathematics, mathematical and reasoning skills. Because in life, no matter which stream you belong to, you need to have basic understanding of mathematics, because you have to file your taxes. You should able to understand and loss. So the basic topics of mathematics, simple interest, compound interest, profit or loss, general, percentages, concepts. Now, these are something, these concepts are used daily in regular life. And therefore, you are expected to have a basic understanding of those mathematical skills. Now, by and large, whatever you have studied till class 10th in mathematics in your school, that is what is tested in your aptitude test. And therefore, it is not difficult. However, some of the examinations will test you on graphs and tables and charts. Why do you think they will test you on this? Because in corporate sector, you get reports which are in Excel format. A picture is worth 1,000 words. So rather than going through 1,000-word report, if there's a graphical representation of the data, then chances are that you will be able to interpret it better. And therefore, your ability to interpret a graph is very, very important, because that will show, if you look at Economic Times, or if you look at any of these, business news channels, you will realize that they will show data in terms of graph. अगर inflation है उसका graph, economy की growth है उसका graph, ठीक है, wholesale price index है उसका graph, because it is easier to see a graph and figure out what is the trend. So your ability to understand the trend analysis is something that is very, very critical, because it helps you to make good decisions. It allows you to see in the future by looking at the present data. So data analytics, is one of the most upcoming field. And this forms the very elementary and the basic of data analytics, and it is used in day-to-day life, and that is why it forms your ability of learning. So if you know these basics, companies believe that when they will teach you something, you'll be able to learn. So this is the second aspect of aptitude testing. And then you have GK. Some of these examinations may not have GK in the written, but it is very, very important, because if you are a good human, good professional, you should be able to communicate with others on any topics, especially the current topics. And therefore, these aptitude examinations have areas of general awareness. And if they don't have them in written, they will have in the interview or group discussion. If you don't know anything what is happening in the world, how would you discuss? What are you going to discuss? Now, if you don't know anything about 3 laws, the government has passed for farmers, how are you going to discuss the farmer problem? So it is expected that you know what is happening in a current scenario. You must know how this pandemic is unfolding. You must know, what are the, policies, and what are the actions which are being taken by the government, or, by any organization. So unless you are aware of these current situations, you will not do well in any aptitude examination. Because how do I believe that I can teach you unless you are aware of what is happening in the society? So when you live in the society, you should be aware about what is happening in surroundings, and only that will develop your ability to learn. And therefore you will see primarily the questions are on static GK and dynamic GK. Static GK is something which will not change. Say for example, the first president of India. What is the answer? Batao bhai, first president of India.
Dr. Rajendra Prasad.
अच्छा, सारी जिम्मेदारी प्रतिभा ने ले रखी है क्या आंसर की? ओके, हाँ, डॉक्टर
Rajendra Prasad.
Okay, if I ask you this question 5 years later, will the answer change?
No, sir.
No, it
No,
will not
sir.
change. So this is known as static GK. The static GK only forms 20% of the question paper, question, especially in general awareness. कोई भी आप aptitude दुनिया में उठा के देख लोगे, तो static 20 से 25% आता है, बचा हुआ dynamic GK. For example, who is the current president of India?
Shri Ram Nath Kovind.
Shri Ram Nath Kovind. Okay, will he change after 10 years? Is it? Is it guaranteed कि मैं 5 साल बाद ये क्वेश्चन पूछूंगा करंट प्रेसिडेंट तो यही आंसर होगा?
No, sir.
No,
Right.
sir.
This is dynamic GK, which is going to change. So what is important is dynamic GK. The questions in the examinations, 80% of the questions are from dynamic GK. You need to understand. And of course, questions also are based on a business environment, depending upon, what kind of, because when you're joining a company, right, the companies are always involved in business. So it is expected that you know something about business. Every company, no matter engineering company, finance company, operations company, you may be from any stream. Ultimately, you are going to be a part of economy of the country. You are a resource who will be contributing to the growth of the economy, and therefore you must have this basic understanding of business and economy. And therefore it is also a critical area of, and testing process. And the last one is of course what we call as a reasoning. See, reasoning could be anything. Reasoning could be verbal, non-verbal, critical. But let me tell you, fundamentally reasoning is, primarily of 2 types. Now it is what you call as deductive reasoning and inductive reasoning, right? So what are those 2? Let's say, deductive reasoning का क्या मतलब होता है? You have some broad idea. Looking at those broad idea, you are able to crystallize an outcome from that particular idea. That is deductive reasoning. What is inductive reasoning? Inductive reasoning is there's a point of information. You are able to take that one information and make an entire theory out of it. समझ में आ रहा है? तो ये रिवर्स होता है एक दूसरे का. फनल समझते हो? कुप्पी जो होती है, फनल ऐसा. ब्रॉड आइडिया को क्रिस्टलाइज करके आप सिंगल पॉइंट पे ले आए, ये डिसीजन मेकिंग के काम आता है कि बहुत सारे इंफॉर्मेशन है, आपने उसको क्रिस्टलाइज करके सिंगल कर दिया. दैट इज डिडक्टिव रीजनिंग. इंडक्टिव रीजनिंग ये है कि आपके पास एक इंफॉर्मेशन है, आपने उस इंफॉर्मेशन से पूरी फिल्म बना दी. ठीक है, दैट इज इंडक्टिव. देन यू आल्सो हैव व्हाट यू कॉल एज क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग. क्रिटिकल रीजनिंग में क्या होता है? योर एबिलिटी टू थरोली analyze the situation and then able to understand the patterns which are happening behind this. That is known as critical reasoning. Of course isko पूछने के बहुत सारे तरीके होते हैं, direction, seating arrangement, puzzles, and of course what you are studying. So but your ability to think, your ability to crystallize information to a single point, and your creativity in having a data point and ability to extract a lot of outcomes from that, is what is really required in the industry. And therefore, companies, private, government, all organizations, including the government departments itself, they are also wanting to have this kind of skills in students. So this is the first round of testing, and this is what is aptitude basically, and that is what the training and placement cell is trying to teach you. So I hope you have some basic understanding of this aptitude. Just a last slide to share how really you build this aptitude. Of course, apart from teaching, learning, and all those things, this is very, very important slide I really want to share. You need to get out of your comfort zone. Yeah, right. See, your comfort zone is something which you can do without any pain, without any real effort, right? And you are okay to do something. Now, so whatever skills you have, if you do an activity which are part of that skills, that is known as comfort zone. But if your aim is always beyond your current skills, ठीक है, आज अगर आप 50,000 कमा रहे हो, 1 लाख कमाना चाहते हैं, तो इसका मतलब आपको स्किल की एनहेंसमेंट करनी पड़ेगी. So your aim is to make more money, so you have to enhance your skills. So to enhance your skills, you have to go out of your comfort zone. Unless you go out of your comfort zone, you will not really succeed. So the simplest way of learning anything is getting out of your comfort zone. Right. So if you really get out of your comfort zone, you will do great in life. And once again, aptitude is the first step for you to get into any kind of gainful employment. And from there, I will end my presentation. And once again, all those congratulations to all those people who have, won the competition, monthly competitions. And also this certificates that you are getting will be valuable in the interview when you will be trying to get a job somewhere. And and so make sure that you keep this certificate safe. Otherwise, in the last you'll be required to get these certificates. That will be a problem. Okay, so it's a valuable thing that you have gained, and also help your friends and your peers, because you don't do well alone. You have to also learn team building. It can only happen when you take everybody along, right? So on that note, I will end my talk. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for sharing us about how aptitude skills are the first level of screening and telling us about the different components of aptitude skills. Now, I would like to call Aditya sir for the certificate distribution and for appreciating the students who have performed well throughout the year.
Aditya ji, unmute.
Thank you, Pratibha. So today we are here to recognize those students who have performed well from GVOT 26 to till date, and also to recognize those students who were five best toppers in the month of April, and also the volunteers for their hard work, and also to the DGCs, department GVOT coordinators, who helped the team of GVOT so that the more number of students get used to this GVOT testing series. So let me share the screen. So the first, we have chosen top 3 students
Aditya ji,
from
screen
GVOT.
share नहीं हुई है.
Sorry.
स्क्रीन शेयर नहीं हुई है ठीक से ना.
Recording in progress.
एक बार स्टॉप करके दोबारा से. Now it is okay.
doesn't show slideshow. Okay. Just so we have chosen three top students from GVote 26 to GVote 53, which is up to date till date today. So Ashok was has bagged first position. So a big round of applause for Ashok from the Civil Department. Department of Civil. Ashok. Then was Sunil Kumar, who bagged the second position from BTech Mechanical. Then third position was bagged by David Sharma from BTech IT. So a big round of applause for all the three students who have performed exceptionally well from GVote 26 to GVote 53. So this is the top performers of the month of April, top 5 performers, consistent performers of the month of April. So first was Ashok again, the second was Amarjeet, third was Pushkar, fifth Ankush, and then Mohammad Sadiq. Then these are the certificates of appreciation for the department GVote coordinator, who along with the volunteers of the GVote team helped to increase the number of participants for the GVote test series. So Gurvinder Kaur from MBA, Manisha from B Pharmacy, second year, Milan Purva, BTech CSC, Manish Lamba, BSc Chemistry, third year, Preeti from MSc Environmental Science, second year, Sugandha, BTech ECE, second year, Sunil Kumar, Mechanical, second year, Vamshi Krishna, BTech Printing, final year, Vipin Gupta, BTech Electrical Engineering, second year. Then this is the appreciation certificate for the core team of the GVote, like volunteers, like who are associated with us from the beginning of first day of the GVote series. Pratibha is overall coordinator of this GVote from physics department. Lalita Kavar from electrical engineering, second year. Sajan Kumar from BTech Food, final year. Akash from BSc Physics, third year. Ashish Sharon from BTech ECE, third year. So this is the upcoming GVote 2.0, which is going to start from Sunday, the coming Sunday. Earlier, the GVote was happening on every Thursday, but with the discussion of volunteers and some students, we have decided to move it to every Sunday, as Sunday everybody is free to take the test, because there will be no classes of university classes or GATE classes. So we have chosen Sunday as a new test date. So every Sunday from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. The GVote 2.0, starting again from 1, will start now. And we will be using a new platform for this GVote 2.0, which is Vinyol. Most of the students have already given the test. But again, so all the students need to register again on the www.tinyurl.com GGST-GVote.regn. They have to join the WhatsApp group again. And those who have not registered in the Vinyol website, they have to register themselves and start giving tests from coming Sunday onwards. So that will be all from my side. Over to you, Pratibha.
Thank you, sir. And I would, along with the participants, I would also like to appreciate those who have not bagged any prizes but are still working on their aptitude skills. And now I would like to call Lalita to extend vote of thanks.
Am I audible to you, Pratibha?
Yeah, Lalita, you are audible.
Okay. Thank you, Pratibha, for giving me this opportunity. I would like to thank our Honorable Registrar Sir and Mr. Pankaj Chaudhary Sir, Director, Times Institute, Hisar, for giving us a part of their precious time and blessing us with their words. As Mr. Pankaj Sir likely said, we have to come out of our comfort zones to learn new things. We will surely imbibe your words in our lives, sir, and follow your tips on aptitude test to improve ourselves. Lastly, congratulations to everyone, the top performers as well as the participants. I also thank all the volunteers for contributing towards the series and making it fruitful for all. Thank you, everyone, and thank you, Pratibha. Over to you.
So this is the end of our program. Thank you everyone for joining us.
Before leaving, I request to all the participants to switch on their camera so that we can have a group photograph for the news with a smiling face. Thank you. Thank you. So all the participants who are present there, I request to spread the words, the importance of G-Vote, which has been told by Pankaj Sir, Director Sir, and our worthy registrar, Avnish Verma ji. So kindly spread these words and make students aware about the importance of aptitude test. Sir, कुछ कह रहे थे सर?
हाँ ठीक है थैंक यू पंकज जी
ठीक है सर, थैंक यू सो मच।
थैंक यू
Thank you,
स्टूडेंट्स
sir.
थैंक यू वॉलंटियर्स
Thank you.
थैंक यू प्रतिभा ललिता
Thank you, sir.
ठीक है ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर 2.0 2.0 is always better than 1.0
Yes,
we
sir.
expect
Yes.
more ठीक है okay